Alright, well, I'm working on the motor mount right now, and I'm going to be building it out of the actual connection point with the bolts where the bottom of the motor comes in contact. I'm going to be building out of angle iron. So I'm measuring out my bolt pattern here, and I'm at, from front to the back, I'm at 6 3/8 inches, and then crossways it's 3 1/4. Well, kind of, I measured towards the center of this oval connection here, so I just measured at 3 1/4. So what I'm going to do, what I did here, is I cut 2 pieces of angle iron, 1 inch by 1 inch, and they are at 11 inches long. So to make sure that the engine is centered on this piece, on these pieces, I measured in the center of it 5 1/2 inches, and that's what the little white lines are. So then, since I know that my bolt pattern from front to back is 6 3/8, I took 6 3/8 and divided that by 2, and I came up with 3 3/16. Well, kind of sounds about right. At least that's what my calculator said. But anyway, so I'm going to take that 3/16 and I measured it, put it right on the dot, 3 3/16, and measured it out, and then put the mark on the angle iron, which is where I'm going to be drilling the bolt holes. Now, I'm not just going to be making these, just drilling one hole. I'm going to be making it an oval, so that way I can be able to adjust the motor back and forth. So, which means that I'm going to have to drill 2 holes for each area, then make it somehow an oval. I think what I'll do is I'll probably drill, 3 or 4 holes right next to each other, and then pull out my cutter blade and cut down through it as much as I can, and then pull out my file and file everything down. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Alright, so the bolts that I'm going to be using are 5/16 bolts, but I'm going to be using a 21/64 bit. So the bit will be making holes slightly larger than the bolt will be. Instead of measuring exactly a 1/2 inch in the angle iron, because the bolt, I'm going to need room underneath. And if I just measure straight from under, if I measure in the center, once the head on the other side is in place, I don't know if I'll be able to put a socket. See here. Will I be able to put a socket in there? See what I'm saying? Or will this part of the angle iron get in the way? Will I be able to put a socket underneath there? I really don't know. But I'm not going to take the chance of doing it. So instead of measuring out halfway, I measured it out 1/16 off. So it's technically like 7/16 from the edge. 7/16 from this edge back. So then from that center point, measured out 1 inch. So I just drill straight down through, take out this whole section right here on both pieces. Okay, so I just drilled the holes in there, and didn't want to go too far with that one. I want to bust my bit off. So what I'm going to do here, I already started on this one. Pull up my grinder, just grind out some of the center there. That's what I did over here. And then when I get that all done, put them up, put my clamp on, clamp it down, and then grab my file and go to town. Alright, just got them done. Kind of squared them out a little bit. The file kind of did that to it, but it'll work, I hope. Let's try putting them on and see if they do work. Alright. Yeah, see? Looks like it's gonna work. Now I'll try to put the other one on. Alright. Yeah, looks like this side fits too. Cool. But here's the catch. Since I offset these holes 1/16 inches off, instead of putting it right smack dab in the middle of the angle iron, because I wanted to still be able to have enough room in between the angle iron and the nut to be able to fit my socket in. Now let's try it. Fits that one. Fit in there. Fit in that one. And it'll fit in that one. Cool. Alright. So, for the next thing to do. Now she's going to sit right down into the frame like that. Now, if you welded on the inside of this bar, I didn't do it because I knew what I was going to be doing here, but if you weld it on the inside of the bar right here, that's no big deal. You'll just have to, you won't be able to butt your angle iron right up against this, but which is no big deal. You can just fill that in with weld and that sort of thing, so you know, it's not that big of a deal. But so you can see how nice it fits right inside of the cradle. I'll move it over a little bit. See? So it's going to fit right down in there. You can see I've got this gap right here, and another 5-inch one. Oh wait, no, this is the 4th one that I cut. So, and then what I'll be doing is bringing that right up to here, welding here, welding there, inside, the outside. Well, if I can get down in there, I don't know. And then I'll be welding this all together and sitting it in there. And see how when I go to put this in, I'm going to want to make sure that my engine is pushed all the way back. Well, I guess I really don't have to do that, but the way I've got this made up, you know, it's just going to fit right in between these two bars here. And but when I go to put my chain on, I'll be doing that, so that way I can move, because right back here is where the jack shaft's going to be, so that way I'll be able to move the engine forward and tighten my chain up going up around the jack shaft. So now this thing's going to have some long chain to it, so I'm not really too used to that, but I'll have to put some type of covering over the chain or something like that. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, and this actually has, I don't know what the measurement is on this, it's just butted right up against the angle iron. That's all it really is. Now this distance here, I didn't really give you the distance here. You can kind of figure that out, but all this that I'm doing right now will change depending upon what type of engine that you use. I'm still giving the dimensions out of the hole patterns and stuff for these that I used, because just in case you have a 6.5 from Harbor Freight also. But if you've got like a 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton, then the whole pattern is going to be different, which means this whole area down underneath here is going to be different for you. So that'll be something that you'll have to fabricate up yourself. But this is what I'm doing here on this. Got her all welded up, adjusted right and everything. I'm thinking maybe I should put a support in right here, but it seems to be pretty dang solid. I'm not really too sure yet. So, yep, welded here, got this piece here all welded. At the bottom here, all welded up too. So yeah, couldn't get in there. No sanding and crapping down in there. Couldn't get all that slag out of there. But alright, so let me put the motor on and we'll see how nice or how decent this looks. Alright, got it mounted and everything. He's staying on there. Yeah, cool. Okay, well, I got the engine mounted, so tomorrow's another day for some more new stuff. So rate this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. So, take it easy, everybody. Oh, one more thing. I thought I'd point out that I did fix this hole. Wonder if I had done that or not. What I did is I just welded on a piece of flat stock on both ends and remeasured it and drilled it, and it lines up now. It's just that on the outside where I used to have nylon spacer, now I'll be putting in a thin washer, because that 1/8 inch kind of swallowed that area up for this flat stock that's on the other side. So that swallowed up that area. So now I have to squeeze in a little washer into that. So it's fixed.